What's up, guys? I have spent the last month or so playing Visions of Mana, and I almost passed on this game just because I like the Mana games, like Secret of Mana. I loved playing in my childhood, so I went ahead and bought like Trials of Mana and Legend of Mana, and then I saw Visions of Mana was coming out, so then I picked that up, and I'm glad that I didn't skip on it because it was an amazing game. It was a great journey, a fun journey. I just had a lot of fun playing this game. So I do have, it says 56.6 hours of playtime. My actual like in-game time at my save file, I think is like 52, 53 maybe, somewhere around there. So quite a bit of hours in. I did go through and do all of the side quests that I know of. And all of the kind of extra little things you can run around and get, at least that I know of. I didn't look up any guides or anything like that as far as to, go achievement hunting. I'm not really an achievement hunter, but I do have some pretty cool achievements here. This one, completing all the challenges for the elementals and the Elemental Odyssey. But I want to go and log onto the game here real quick. And just run around and show a few things before we get into the review. So I'm going to launch here, go over a few things, just talk about a few things, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the review as we normally do. Hope everybody's having a good week. Hope you have a good week coming up, and hope that just, things are going good in general for you. And if not, I hope things turn around and start getting better for you. So here we go. Got a few different save files. I got the New Game Plus option. And then I also went through and played like a bonus chapter, I guess, or an alternate ending. That was kind of cool. So let's see, how many hours do I have actually here? So 53. So yeah, 53. So just gonna load up. So one of the things that's like pretty basic, but it's pretty kind of, I don't know, kind of cool to me, I guess, is the flying. You get to ride around on this like cool dragon thing. I think like the overworld, like here, where you fly around, go to your different areas, is very well done. I think it looks beautiful. Yeah, I think it was good. And then, it'll kind of stop you here, and then you hit A to go down and land. So this is really cool. I know it's kind of basic, probably kind of silly, but I don't know. I just thought this was very cool. Really, really cool. It was fun just flying around. All right, I gotta land here to go into like the characters. Excuse me. I've been fighting allergies, so if I'm sniffling and trying to clear my throat, I apologize. Okay, so I'm in town. I got my guys up to level 76. So here you can change your party. You can have a party of 3, and then the cool thing, man, is all of the different classes you can be. So if I go change my different vessel, you see here I have like Berserker, Paladin, Weapon Master, Duelist, so on and so forth. And then all of Karina's classes, the Morley's classes, Alamina's classes, Julie's classes. And then the cool part, the part that I didn't really understand until I got a little further into the game. Spoiler alert here. I thought that if, say, I was a Berserker, I only had access to, like, say, the spells that I unlock in this tree. But the way it works is if I go up here and unlock this spell that's not currently unlocked.
Awesome! Keep it up!
Now I have access to this ability even though I'm not this class. So even though I'm not this class here, right here, Paladin, I still have access to this ability because I unlocked it. Thought that was kind of cool. Now that's only true with these spells or moves, is what they call them, and that's it. Now if I get this passive that grants entire party a 30% chance of recovering 60% of the damage Val suffers as HP when his shield is fortified, and that doesn't carry over. Like if I unlock all of these, I'm not getting all those bonuses, which makes sense. You would just be way overpowered. All right, so that's all I kind of wanted to show there. We are going to close this, and then I'll just have some gameplay up in the background as we go over the what I thought of the graphics. All right, so graphics. Graphics, I'm gonna be honest, I thought they did a very good job with the graphics. I had no issues with the graphical choice or the art direction. I thought the aesthetics were great for this style of game, for a mana game. Thought the armors looked good. I thought all the spells looked good. The vessels the different classes you picked, I thought all represented those classes. Like I thought the paladin armor looked like a paladin should, so on and so forth for all of the other classes. The armors looked really good. I do wish that there was maybe like a different armors for the actual armor pieces that you pick up as you play the game. That would have been nice. That would have been a nice addition, and I get that it's probably difficult to do that with the vessels already changing the way the armor looks. How would you incorporate that with that, and plus like putting on a different whole armor set? So I kind of get it. I don't know how you would make that work, since the armor changes with the vessels when you switch classes. What else do we got here? Environments looked phenomenal, guys. I thought all the environments I went to were really well done. There's some just beautiful environments that you go to in this game. Granted, it is like, I guess cartoony or anime as far as the graphics and aesthetics, but it fits the game. It still looks beautiful. You know, it still looks good, even though it's not like ultra realistic. Just a beautiful game, a great aesthetic choice. The mana tree area looked amazing. I love the mana tree. That was like one of my favorite zones in the game. Love the Palace of Illistana. Illistana's palace was very well done. It was beautiful inside. It looked like a palace should. Great looking. Just another beautiful environment. Another example of, I guess, the time and effort they put into this game. And I kind of wish this game got a little more love than I feel like it should have. But I know there's some people that I guess didn't care for it because some of the dialogue was a little blah. But I'm getting distracted here. We got to keep focused because there's a lot I want to go over here. Another beautiful area is the illusion level towards the end of the game. You're in kind of this like dreamland or time travel world. I thought that was very well done. It looked very good. It really made you feel like you were in a dream world or a dream state. That was a very good zone. Very, very good zone. And if you played through that zone, you know what I'm talking about. It was just good, man. So graphics, I give a 9 out of 10. I think that's probably pretty fair. I almost gave it like a 10 out of 10, but I didn't feel like it was quite there. But it is beautiful. I mean, just looking at this, like, it's just a beautiful environment, a beautiful world. So graphics, I give a 9 out of 10. All right, jumping to sound and music. Sound and music was good. Not going to spend a whole lot of time on sound and music. I thought all the spells, the abilities, when you were attacking with your weapons, thought those all sounded good. Sounded like they should. Like some of the sounds reminded me a little bit like arcadey, I guess, but I think it fits the style of combat and game. You have a lot of flashy spells and numbers flying all over. It worked. Walking on some of the surfaces could sound a bit funny or weird at times, and that's kind of nitpicky. It's not a huge deal. I just kind of noticed that at times. Music was good in all the zones. I felt like the music fit with the world that you're in and the things that were going on in the world. The final boss music was amazing. I thought the final boss music was very well done. That battle and the music that goes along with it was good. It was very good. The Mana Tree cutscene music was amazing. Overall, just very impressed with the music in this game. Very well done. I give Sound of Music an 8 out of 10. Moving on to characters and story. I'm just going to get my biggest gripe out of the way with this game. My biggest gripe for the side quests, or 90% of the side quests, is there was no voice acting. It was just you had to read the dialogue. And I get it. Like there was a ton of side quests that I ran through, and there was a lot of dialogue, so that would be a ton of voice acting. And I understand that that's very time consuming. But if they could have pulled off the majority of the side quests being voice acted, or all of them being voice acted, that would have been like amazing. It would have been great. It would have been awesome. I get it though. They weren't. How much was this? Was this? I can't remember the price on this game. I don't think it was the new $70 price tag for AAA's. I think it was 50 or 60. But I mean, they're probably saving money, obviously, not voice acting all the dialogue. That's my biggest like nitpick right for this section of the review of the characters and story. Anyways, story was very well done. Character development was pretty good. Not as strong as some games. Thought there was good conflicts to kind of figure out as you went along and learned more about each character. Each character did have pretty good character development, some more than others, obviously. It wasn't the best character development that I've seen. Obviously, some RPG games that fall into this realm don't have like any character development or minimal character development. Whereas I felt like these characters did evolve and become a closer knit group of heroes and friends, as they should. But each of them kind of had their own conflict that they were dealing with, besides trying to save the world, and it was good. Voice acting for most of the characters was very good. Voice acting sounded good. I still feel weird about Karina's voice actor. I don't know if it's the accent that Karina has or what. It feels like it's off a bit for her character. But everybody else I ran into throughout the story, the voice acting was good. Some of the dialogue choices were a little weird. I've heard other people say this, that some of the dialogue choices they felt were a bit odd as well. I don't know. I guess I should have put an example or something. But yeah, it was just some of the dialogue was like really well done, and then there was other times where you were just kind of scratching your head, like, really, like that's the dialogue that shows right there. Okay. Characters and story, I give a 7 out of 10. Um, it didn't necessarily like have me on my toes. Like, like I need to know more. I need to know more. I need like it's it's not one of those games that drove me to like I need to come home and play. Um, I'm not saying that the story is boring because it's not. I thought the story was very well done. Um, but it was good. It was a good story. It was good. Story 7 out of 10. Gameplay. Gameplay is pretty good. Gameplay is pretty good. One thing I want to get out of the way right away. I played on, I think, the normal difficulty. I'm pretty sure I did. And I died on some instances, but it was usually because I was trying to challenge monsters that were way higher level than me. When I fought enemies that were my level or a little bit higher, I usually had no issues, no problems, unless there was like a one shot kind of gimmick mechanic that the enemy had. 90% of the bosses I one shotted. Um, didn't ever really feel too threatened in most of the boss fights, but some of the more prominent boss fights, I definitely did feel like, hey, my party could get wiped out. I was definitely using potions and items and abilities and buffs, and I was using all the things to stay alive in some of the prominent boss fights. But most were pretty straightforward, pretty easy. But with that said, it might have been easier for me as well because I would literally run around and do everything I could in the zone, side quests, pick up treasure chests, pick up items, do challenges, whatever it was. So I was always, I guess, maxed out usually with the best items and gear I could get at that particular time. So I'm sure that had something to do with why I felt like some of the boss encounters were easy. But with that out of the way, the special moves, magic abilities, visually all looked really good. The more powerful magic looked like it should. It looked powerful. Lower level magic looked less dramatic, as it should. I thought all of the higher end game magic spells looked good. They looked really good, honestly. Especially a lot of the like moon spells or light spells. Some of those look just phenomenal. Like having Palomina in my party was so fun. Just seeing what was the next big magic spell she was gonna cast. It was a lot of fun. I liked the ability to unlock quality of life passives in this game. And to do that, you would have to find these little cactus or cacti spread out around the world in these random areas and talk to them. And they would give you a little piece of a diary. And then as you got more of, or as you saved more of the cacti and get more of the diary pages, then you would have some like quality of life things get unlocked. Like you would have, oh, now you can see on the map where chests, like all the prominent locations, points of interest you want to go to. Or now you can get 10% discount at the shops. I think there is one that increases your experience after you find so many. And there's another one that decreases shop prices even more, so on and so forth. I liked that. They reward you for the time you're spending for looking for these little cacti all over the world. And some of the bonuses are really good. Like it's worth it. That's the way it should be. Yeah, exploring was worth it. I just let's hit on that. So let's hit on that some more. Exploring was for sure worth it. Side quests were worth it. I got some great items from questing, especially towards the end game quests or some of the chain quests. Some of the chain quests had some very good items. Some had like end game weapons and end game ability seeds and things like that. So side quests are worth it. Not only that, I had so much gold. I got to the last vendor in the game, or I believe it's the last vendor, that had some very good weapons. I bought out like every weapon he had, all the top tier armor, no issues. Yeah, I ran down to like about 20,000 gold left, but I had everything I needed, right? So the benefits there to quest and explore and get those chests and gold and to kind of do everything you can. It's worth it. Let's see. I liked all of the items that you could get, all the different weapons, all the different vessels, all the different abilities, all different moves, all the different party compositions that you can make, that you could play around with. I thought the ability to kind of make your party, your group, and the ability for you to play your style of game was kind of endless to an extent. Obviously, there's going to be kind of those meta comps, meta builds, meta party comps that do better in certain boss fights or open world or what have you. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun, man. I ran around with everybody, and I didn't just like say I'm gonna put all the buffs I find around the world into Val or just like Morley or Karina. I spread out my stats. Yeah, I had my, I guess, top three. My top three I ran with was Val, Karina, and Palomina. That group comp was very powerful and did very well throughout the entire game. What else we got? Thought the travel system was very well done, and what I mean by that is they give you a mount kind of right out of the gate. I think that's a great idea, so you can explore the world at a higher rate, and then eventually you unlock a boat, which is a better way to get around the world. I thought the boat was very well done. I liked riding around on that thing, and then finally you get the ability to fly and go kind of wherever you want in the world. I just thought the progression of different travel was warranted and timed very well. It wasn't just like bam, like you get your flying or like, oh great, we get to fly around for like 2 minutes, you know, because it's the end of the game. There was a few puzzles in the game that I'm not a huge puzzle guy when it comes to like RPGs and things like that. I just kind of think they're time wasters. So I'm glad that the few puzzles that were in this game were not complicated at all. It was not a huge like time waste to figure out how to open this chest or get to this next area. It was pretty straightforward, and I appreciate that. Bugs and cons. The only thing I really ran into that was weird is occasionally I would go to use a buff to increase my gold pickup, and it wouldn't apply the buff, and I'd have to, and it would take my item, but it wouldn't apply the buff, and then I would have to go back in and reapply it, and then it would apply the buff. It was just kind of weird. So that's the only bug con I had. I can't remember if I talked my score. My score for gameplay was 7 out of 10. I can't remember if I said that. Replayability, guys. I did play the like bonus chapter or alternate ending. I thought I needed to play that before I said the game's complete. This game's probably going to go on the shelf. I know there's a new game plus. I might leave it installed and maybe play through later, but it is, you know, even without side quests, it's probably like a 30-hour playthrough, maybe less if you're rushing through it. So it's probably just going to go on the shelf, collect some dust. But that's all I got for you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of Visions of Mana. If you think you're going to wait and pick it up on a sale. If Visions of Mana just really isn't your style of game. Let me know. Please hit that like, subscribe button. Have a good day or night, wherever you're in the world. Much love, and we will see you on the next one.